Hey, everybody. If you're seeing this later, thanks for checking it out. If you don't know, my name's Alicia. I am a sous chef, and I am a former pastry chef, and I have a YouTube channel where I make keto desserts, and Mondays are my one day off, and I am making a keto dinner plus mashed potatoes for my boyfriend because we have them. If you see my live a couple weeks ago, I bought a big bag of red potatoes to make red potato salad for a bunch of friends of ours. So I had some left, so I'm like, you want mashed potatoes? He said, yeah. So I got those already cut up on the stove in a pot of water that I'm going to be boiling. I got my oven preheated to 425, and I got my chicken here. I'm going to show you how to spatchcock a chicken, which is weird that I just learned about this. I never even heard that word until a couple months ago when Elton Brown did it on his show. And I think someone else, and Bobby Parrish from Flav City also did it the exact same night on live streams. It was very strange. But I'm going to show you how to do it today. I got a little chicken here, so it should take about 35 minutes. So that's why I got my oven preheated. I'm going to get this all together. I already took out the giblets on my chicken. I got them in my pan. And if you've seen any of my other live streams, you know that I try to use up all my old veggies and everything that's in my refrigerator. And I had onions. I had celery from when I made that potato salad also. And I don't really eat celery, but it's a good base. I'm going to make like a little chicken gravy to go over our chicken. So this will make a good base. I always use veggies whenever I cook a chicken. I don't usually use a baking rack because your veggies impart a lot of flavor into whatever sauce you want to make. So I do this whenever I roast ribs or any other kind of meat. I always use just a base of veggies. And then my oven's ready. And then I just put my chicken or ribs or whatever on top of it and roast it. Ribs, I'll do like 2 hours, and I'll put a little liquid in the bottom, and I'll make a barbecue sauce afterwards. Today we're going to be using some of the Kettle and Fire chicken broth to make a little gravy. And the giblets will give it a lot of flavor too. And I already made up a compound butter, which if you saw my pancake recipe, we made a citrus compound butter for pancakes. This one is a savory one. So I did some fresh thyme. Like you saw, I had some fresh thyme sprigs in the bottom of my pan. I chopped some up in here. And for that compound butter, we only used a little bit of lemon. So I have lemons left over and the ones that I zested. I'm going to just throw these in the bottom of my pan. I already squeezed some lemon juice in here. So I'm going to put those in the bottom of my pan to roast up with my chicken. I'm going to save a little bit of lemon. I'll put over the chicken. And this we're going to rub inside and on the outside of the chicken to make it super moist. So this is just really soft butter, some paprika, salt, pepper, garlic, onion, and thyme, and a little bit of lemon juice. You can also do zests of lemon, but like I said, I already zested my lemons. I just had the lemons left over, so I used the juice. So to spatchcock a chicken is basically just a fancy word for laying it out flat. So I'm going to turn it over, get all the juice out of there, put it right onto my cutting board. And I got my kitchen shears here. It's going to probably be hard to do this because these are from when I went to pastry school 14 years ago. So they're not the sharpest kitchen shears anymore. But you cut right down the backbone. Like I said, it's going to be hard to do with this probably. Might just take my chef knife. My chef knife might be a little bit more. Oh, it's getting there. So you cut through all the ribs. And you just take out the backbone completely. Let's see if I can get a different grip on this. There you go. There. That last bone was a little bit bigger. Okay? So there's one side. You take it and you go around the other side. Oh, yeah. So if you have sharp scissors, this would be a lot easier. And actually, a tip I saw from Julia Child was actually cutting out the wishbone. It makes it a lot easier to carve off the breasts. They actually did it with Jacques in Thanksgiving episode. So I actually might try to do that too. But so now it'll lay out flat, the bottom will, but the breastbone is still in one piece. So you take a little bit of pressure and just break the breastbone. And then it lays flat. And then I take the wingtips because they tend to get burnt if you just leave them hanging out. So I put those behind the breast. Just fold them in towards the chicken and behind the breast, like that. There's our nice flat chicken. And it'll cook really evenly this way. And because this is a small chicken, it should only take about 35, 40 minutes. If you roasted it whole, it might take a little longer. And if you do any kind of stuffing, you got to make sure the stuffing is up to 165. So I tend not to stuff chicken or turkey, but you can also just put some stuffing down underneath this and lay the chicken on top of it, and all the juices will flow down, but it's not encased in anything, so it won't take a long time to get up to temperature because your stuffing won't be like in a tight ball inside your chicken. It'll just be laying flat and it'll get hot quick. So I'm going to lay this down here. I didn't even check to make sure that this will fit. I was going to put the backbone in here, but I'm actually going to save this for when it gets a little bit cooler. I will make a bone broth. I got bones in my freezer. So I'll keep that out. Oh, it just fits in there. Okay, I'm going to move over here so you guys can see me better. Get rid of all your chicken stuff for now. Clean that up later, or my boyfriend will. Wash my hands up. So spatchcocking is just a fancy name for getting your chicken nice and flat. It makes it cook nice and evenly. So I'm going to take the skin. Actually, you know what I want to do first? My hands. Right, you want to do this too. So underneath of your chicken, you want to get salt and pepper on it. These things come in handy with one hand. The salt shaker always gets jammed. I've tried 3 different kinds of salt in there. Now I just have regular sea salt, which I thought would be good, but it got jammed twice already. I tried pink Himalayan sea salt, which I love, and that was too hard and too big of rocks for it. And I tried gray Celtic sea salt, which was like super wet and kept getting messed up in there. So I don't know. Got to figure something out. I'm just loosening up the skin on the breast of the chicken. So we're going to put some of that yummy compound butter inside there. And you can get all the way to the chicken thighs and put butter in there too. And all the way down to the drum. All nice and loose so we can get butter in there. There we go. Okay. Just take your hands. Your hands are your best tools. Put a bunch of butter inside your chicken skin. We're going to put a little bit on the outside too. All that is just going to drip down, flavor our gravy that we're going to make. I just take it on my hand and then I push it off and squish it down into the thighs. You can do any seasoning you want here. If you want to do just poultry seasoning, you can do that. I don't have poultry seasoning on hand. We did go shopping today because it's our day off, but we just grabbed some fresh thyme. Okay, and then the rest of this is about a stick of butter. I did a little less because I have a smaller chicken. This is a nice fatty keto dinner though. And how I'm going to make a gravy, I'm just going to use that chicken stock, all the drippings, and then I'm going to use a little bit of xanthan gum to thicken it up. Because usually you would use either cornstarch for a gravy or you would do a roux, which is flour and butter. So can't do those. There you go. I might do a little more, I'll just do a little bit more salt and pepper on top, and we'll be ready to stick it in the oven. Okay, just a little bit more salt and pepper on top. We're going to throw it in the oven. We'll probably check it at like 30 minutes with my meat thermometer. I'm going to put the potatoes on to boil. Do like a 3. This is on the power quick boil burner, so I don't need it on too high. And then for my side dish, because I can't eat mashed potatoes, I'm going to be making some cauliflower rice. I just get these bags and I let them thaw on the counter. They say you really shouldn't make cauliflower rice that are already frozen. Like this stuff is good, they say, for like making cauliflower crusts and stuff. I don't mind it though. I just saute up some onions and garlic, and I'm going to add some thyme and a little bit of lemon to it. And that's going to be my side dish. I already prepped up all my veggies. Before I start doing the chicken, I always like to do my mise en place. Like my stuff is everything in this place. Something you learn in culinary school. So I always have everything like ready to go. That way I don't have to do the chicken and then clean up and then cut veggies and all that. So I got my onions and I got my chopped garlic here for my rice, all ready to go. I'm going to leave the salt and pepper here. I'm just going to smash those potatoes. So I'm going to add in salt, pepper, some garlic powder, and some onion flakes. We love this stuff in our house. We use it on everything. It's a little cheap, easier way to do your onions up. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of thyme also in my rice just to tie it in with my chicken. So I'll show you guys how to do your thyme. Now, thyme is one of those herbs that's kind of annoying. It's really tiny leaves, but if they're not like super woody stems, you can just chop them and you don't have to really worry about it. Which these, I mean, some of them are woody. So like these ones, you don't want to eat like those thick guys. So you just take it and try to get the leaves to come off. Do it gently and like pull them back. And they'll come off the little stem. And that way you don't really have to chop them. Or you can also just put you can put whole bundles into your meals and then take it out afterwards. That way, it's called a bouquet garni. A lot of times when we're making like big batches of French onion soup, we'll do a big bundle of thyme and we'll just wrap it up in twine, throw it in the pot, and then when you go to serve it, you just take it out. So you could also do that, especially if you're only doing thyme. Just pick out like the really big, thick leaves. You can put those into your rice, and then, after it's done cooking, you can just take out the stems. So that's another way. Or if you are doing like a lot of different herbs that are tiny and you need to pull them out, you can wrap them in cheesecloth and wrap them with twine, and that'll flavor your broth or stew or soup or whatever you're making, and you can pull it out afterwards, and all the flavors are spent inside your soup, and you just throw out your bouquet of herbs. I'm just going to do a little bit. I mean, this bag seems like a lot, but we really end up not getting a lot of cauliflower rice out of it. So I don't need a lot of thyme. Did I set my timer? Yes, I did. I always forget if I set my timers. So I just got that little bit of thyme for my rice. That'd be good. So like I said, this is my only day off, and it's insanely hot today. It is 90 in my house. I'm not sure what the temperature is outside. It's really breezy out there, so we're probably going to eat dinner outside because it's just insanely hot in here, especially with the stove going and the oven going, which is why I'm like super sweaty right now. I do need some water. So while that's cooking, I'm not going to start my rice until probably there's like 10 minutes left on the timer. So what can I do now? If there's people here, if you guys got any questions for me, like I said, I am a sous chef. I was a pastry chef. If any of you know Buffalo, New York, it is a bigger city, but it's not by any means like a mecca of pastry shops and stuff like that. I had a couple pastry jobs when I was younger, but there was never making enough money to do it. Where's my kitty? Meow. She's very mad that I don't pay attention to her when it's this hot out. What? Meow. She's like, what are you doing? You're talking to nobody. What was I saying? Yeah, pastry jobs. I've had a couple, but they're actually the two places I worked closed already. I mean, they closed a couple years after I worked there. And a lot of the places just don't pay. You can't make a living doing it. I mean, if you're at a place that's really great, that you've been there for years and years and years, and you can eventually make money every year, you get your raises and all that, it's a good thing to do. But I have not found a pastry job in the last 10 years or so, 10, 15 years. But basically, I went from doing pastry to being basically a sous chef at like a bar lounge. And my best friend, no, you can't come up here. She wants to be petted. My friend was the chef at the place, and we worked great together. He's one of my best friends from high school. We actually did culinary in high school together. We worked there together for 2 years, and I worked under him. And then he went and got like, he worked for ABI, like a cafeteria company for, he worked in like a factory where they did like Monday through Friday lunches for employees. And he, that factory shut down. It was bookbinding. So he ended up completely going not culinary anymore. And he's not doing anything related to cooking, which I just think is funny. But once he left that place, I wasn't given nearly as much recognition as he did, as, I ran the kitchen. And I wasn't getting paid the same, and I was like, screw this, I'm leaving. So I ended up getting like a second cook job at a hotel, and I worked my way up there to first cook pretty quickly. Get down. My cat is right now. She wants attention. But I was there for 3.5 years, and I was doing everything and anything, and I was learning all the stuff I needed to learn. And they kept hiring sous chefs. In 3 years, we probably went through like 8 morning sous chefs, and every time they left, I took over, and I never got the promotion, so I finally left, and that brings me to my new job. And I started out as like a banquet chef, and within a year, I was the sous chef there, and I've been there over 6 years now. So, but that's how, I'm making a living. I just worked my way up in the kitchen, because I never went to culinary school, like college-wise. I did culinary in high school, and then I went to pastry school. So it's good to have like knowledge of both, for sure. Like, I can bust out, desserts if I need to, but I haven't done it in so long. It takes me a while to do it. When you're doing it all the time, it becomes easy because you remember things and all that. But yeah, but I'm doing the keto desserts, it's nice to be back into doing pastries and stuff, for sure. I definitely missed it. And being a pastry chef and trying to do keto isn't easy in the least. So doing the desserts and doing the videos keeps me kind of on track. And I'm glad that you guys watch. If anybody watches this later, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. It definitely keeps me, not falling off the wagon, per se. I try to remember, try not to give in to temptation at work, especially because we have a pastry chef at work that makes amazing desserts. And even just the cookies, they're just right there all the time. White chocolate macadamia nut. I used to eat one like every other day. Can't do that anymore. Trying not to. But yeah, 20 minutes left. My potatoes are almost boiling. Like I said, I'm just going to smash them with these seasonings here. You can't come up, kitty. I'm sorry. So get my potato smasher. And then probably going to put some butter and sour cream in them. My butter is almost liquid right now. So I got that there. It's pretty much melted. So I'll probably add some butter to my cauliflower rice too. I'm just going to start that on low because I like to sweat my onions a lot. I like them to be nice and soft and caramelized. I'm going to start with some avocado oil, and I'm going to add a tiny bit of ghee also. Oh, I also have some bacon fat. Oh, I should have. I don't even know if I have bacon right now. I really need to get some though if I don't. So I get my Thrive ghee. I do like it. I'm going to get my onions in there. I'm going to get those sweating. The cauliflower rice does take quite a while. You want to get it like super dry and caramelized. So I add my onions in first so that those can sweat really good so that when I put the garlic in, the garlic won't burn while the onions are sweating. Open up my chicken broth here. Lift here. I always forget how to open this. Squeeze corners together. I think I have to cut this. Non-chickeny utensil. Or I can like deglaze my cauliflower rice with some chicken stock too. Help it cook a little bit more. There we go. There, now I got a pour spout. The funny thing is, if you would have told me like a year ago, I thought it was impossible to go gluten-free. I'm like, there's no way. I love pasta. I love desserts. And getting into this YouTube channel with the keto has made me discover so many more things. And I mean, making all these recipes, I don't even need flour. Like, I don't need the cookies that have the gluten in them. Yeah, they're easy and ready to go. They're at my work all the time. But I do have some in my freezer. If I really want them, I can bake them off. But it's pretty awesome that, I mean, there's so many products out there now that you can use to make desserts. Speaking of desserts, I'm working on recipe testing for my next video. Has anyone else tried to make English toffee? So I got this one, and like, it didn't crystallize, but all the butter came out. I mean, it tastes like English toffee. So I'm trying to make like a Heath bar to put into my chocolate cinnamon Heath gelato. That was a recipe from my old pastry shop that I worked at. So good. Oh my God, it was amazing. But I'm having trouble with the English toffee. This one turned out right, but there's a pink, so you had to put it in the oven, which is annoying. And all the butter, I literally had to pour off like all the butter. See, it's all separate from it. But the toffee's right, so I don't know. Might put this chunks into my ice cream tonight. If I have time, I might churn some ice cream or get it churning anyways. But that's the one that didn't crystallize. And then I have this one that I tried with just classic granular monk fruit. And it has the best flavor, but it crystallized on me. So it just like disintegrates in your mouth. It tastes really good though. And then this last one was golden monk fruit, and I put some chocolate on top. And it's even softer. So I think I didn't cook this one long enough. But I always get worried when you cook sugar and butter, you don't want it to burn. So I think I just took it off too soon. But that's how I do my videos. So if you think for a minute that I don't test any recipes, I definitely do. That was 3 batches of Heath that I did today. In a kitchen that's 85 degrees, so I'm sweating my butt off. But the base is the easy part. But Heath gelato, the Heath chunks, you know, that I want to put in there. In my old pastry job, I literally went to the store and would grab 1 score bar to make, I think I would make like 2 batches out of it and just chop it up and put it in as it's churning, and that was it. Super easy. But the actual recipe itself, the base to the ice cream, was super simple, so I can probably churn that soon. Maybe I'll just throw some chunks of Heath in it for now, and I'll keep testing the Heath and trying to get that right. Another trick you can do for if you really like garlic mashed potatoes, you can throw a couple whole cloves of garlic in your water as it boils, and they become super soft. And then when you go to smash them, you can just smash it all together. Super good. I also love, what time is it? Oh, we got the oven preheated. I'd love to make some roasted garlic. We have the oven on anyways. I do love roasted garlic, but mostly roasted garlic on bread is delicious, which I have not found a bread recipe yet that I like. Get my cauliflower rice out here. Now I'm going to have to season it with a lot of salt and pepper. I'm actually going to give this a squeeze over the counter, over the sink. That way I don't have to cook out all the water if I squeeze out a bunch of the water. I got a bunch of the water out. But like, if you don't have to do what I'm doing here, you can literally just, it's a steaming bag. Well, I always make things more complicated, but also I just love flavor. So pretty much put onion and garlic and butter in everything I make. I'm actually going to add, one second, this. They're all browning, so I'm going to add in my garlic. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit more. This new stove, I just got it like a year and a half ago. It's crazy how much more powerful it is than most stoves. Okay. So I'm gonna, since those are all nice and sweated, I'm gonna salt and pepper that. Oh, I also want to add a good dose of salt to my potatoes. Season them from the inside. Now I think I'm going to deglaze my pan with some of this chicken stock. Take a look at what we're doing here. Oh yeah, it's getting nice and brown. All the veggies are cooking down real good. Deglaze with some of this chicken stock. There we go. Probably going to take another at least 10 minutes. You also kind of want your chicken done first because you want to let it rest. You don't want to like cut right into it. So once that comes out and it's resting, then we can like finish up the rest of our sides. I'm going to turn up the potatoes a tiny bit. I don't want it boiling over either. So hopefully, like I said, this is my only day off. This week is like our craziest week at work. I'm actually scheduled 63 hours. Hoping I'm not going to work quite that many. But I am going to try to get my video out by Friday. And then I'm working on editing that one now. And then hopefully Wednesday, when I get out of work and we work in mornings, I'll be able to shoot another video. That way I can get that one out the following Friday because all weekend I'm working 12-hour shifts. So if I get the video shot, I can maybe edit it starting Monday. We'll see. See how tired I am, and I don't know. Might just go live on Monday and that be it. I don't know. We shall see. It's definitely not easy working in a kitchen and trying to do a YouTube channel. But I enjoy doing it, and I'm getting better as I go, and, you know, I like sticking to a schedule. And if I can do it, I'm going to do it. If I can't, I won't. But as of right now, I've been able to fit it into my schedule. It is a little bit different this year. I mean, normally I'd be insanely busy every day, all summer long. But because of the whole COVID thing, we have restrictions on what we can do. So it hasn't been as crazy as it normally would be. But it's still, this week is going to be insane. Okay, I can smell my garlic, so I'm going to add in my cauliflower. I just try to get it like kind of all in one layer. That way it'll cook better. And I try not to move it too much. Of course, if you see my other videos, you know, well, yeah, the crave cake video, I literally said, I'm really impatient when it comes to flipping things. I like to move things around. I don't like to wait. So try not to move it too much. It'll get some brown color on the bottom of it. My potatoes. Potatoes, I just check with a fork. If you poke them and they slide off easily, they're done. But these definitely did not. Still pretty hard. A couple more minutes on that. I do want to tempt my chicken soon. My other one just died. I got this one from my mom. Well, it's like a Christmas gift. It's nice because it's magnetic, but my oven hood gets really hot. So I don't know if that matters. There's 118 up there. Let's see what the temperature is in here. I'm going to give that a little stir to coat the rice granules with cauliflower granules. And some butter. Oh, another chef trick, if you're working with fresh herbs as opposed to dried you always add in like ahead of time, like while it's cooking, and it's always stronger than fresh usually. And if you're using fresh herbs, you add them right at the end so that you don't damage the leaves and all that, and it just gives a fresh flavor towards the end. So I'm not going to put my thyme in until like the rice is almost done. You just want to heat the herbs through to get them aromatic. Debating on if I should churn my ice cream right now. It should be good to churn. It's been about 6 hours since I made the base. Problem is, then I got to really work. If it's like ready to go, I got to get it out and don't want to waste. If that's done and we're ready to eat, you know. But that will be hopefully a video coming in 2 weeks. Well, I'm going to salt and pepper this cauliflower real good. Any of you on keto do this, you know that cauliflower needs a lot of seasoning. Probably finish it with some butter too. You don't want to cook with butter because you'll just end up burning the butter. That's why I cooked with the ghee and the avocado oil. Butter is kind of just like a finishing thing you can add to your veggies. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to cook some beans too. I don't really have. Well, I'm just gonna do some butter. I actually have beans that I blanched from my garden. So that's going to be another side dish. They shouldn't take long to cook, though, because they're already blanched. They just got to defrost. If I can find them. So I have all this already, green bean-wise. It's hard to see. Freaking, I get so much light in here. And I already ate like a good handful of them that I actually just blanched and left in the refrigerator. Ooh. I'm just going to saute up some of these. I'm already eating a bunch of veggies. They're mostly for my boyfriend. Another really good thing to add to cauliflower rice that gives it like a lot more flavor than, because cauliflower is kind of bland. Add some Parm cheese. Make like a lemon Parm rice. It's really good. Guessing the potatoes are almost done. I'm just going to drain them and let them like stay in the pot until we're ready to go. They'll stay plenty hot enough in there. Most of them are done. Some of them aren't. Like one more minute. I'm going to check my chicken and then we'll pull off the potatoes. Oh, it looks really good. Skin, when you pull the skin away like that, it gets like super crispy. And it's like 91 in here. Turn the camera off. So I usually like to go like pretty deep into the chicken thigh. It's at like 130. And then deep into the chicken breast. And we're only at 118. So we probably got another 10 minutes or so. So really it did take, I looked up like a recipe real quick and it said 45 minutes. But I thought I had a pretty small chicken, so we'll see. I'm going to add a little bit more oil to this pan. Looking a little dry, which is what you kind of want for the rice. You want the rice to get nice and dry. You want it to crisp up a little too. Well, normally I would cook my green beans in some bacon. Ooh, I do have bacon fat. Keep a little jar here that I put all my bacon fat into if I don't use it all for my eggs or anything. So I got some bacon fat in there. That'll be good. And then I just season with salt, pepper, garlic, and onion flakes. Pretty much my same 4 seasonings and everything. That's why I buy a big thing of onion powder or garlic powder, and we just bought a big thing of minced onions so that we can just refill this little guy. I really don't like to cook my fresh green beans too much. I want them to keep them nice and green and fresh tasting with a little bit of snap to them. Cauliflower rice is almost there. I'm going to check my potatoes. I think they're good to go. Yep, I'm just going to give them a drain. I'm not going to drain all the water off because I'm going to put it back on the stove. And the residual water will boil off. I'm going to turn the heat off. Let that sit there for now. I'm going to throw some butter in there. It is all melted already. And some pepper. My boyfriend does like a lot of pepper. green beans are almost there. Don't need much cooking on them. Give me a pot for my gravy. I'm running out of pots. Dishwasher's going right now. So. The green beans are just about there. Turn those off. Taste this for seasoning. That's good. Just needs a tiny bit more salt. I'm going to add that butter. I'm going to add a little squeeze of lemon juice to it, just to tie it in with the chicken flavor. And we had some left over. Thyme in there. Hopefully soon I'll be coming to you from a new kitchen too. We are looking to buy a bigger house. That'll be exciting. Again, that might interrupt the videos a little bit, but look, you're getting videos at all. We're pretty busy renovating the house too, just to get a little bit more money out of it. So we're painting and doing like little things here and there. So we've been pretty much every day before work, we're doing something on the house too. Fixing up the outside a little bit. I'm going to pull my chicken out and get some of the drippings off so I can get my gravy going. Ow, and don't burn yourself on the rack. It's not smart. Okay, all those delicious drippings there. So all that came off, and it's just a really nice color because of all the drippings, the butter, and the veggies. I'm going to add some more of my bone broth to it, bring it up to a boil, and add a little bit of xanthan gum. I only need like maybe a quarter teaspoon. I'm still new to the xanthan gum thing. I'm not a huge fan of it. Like I wish I could just do cornstarch. That's what I'm used to as a chef. Like we use cornstarch for everything. I'm going to turn that to low. I'm going to check my chicken, see where we're at now. Hopefully we're almost there. I switched my racks around for baking something. Now they're really close together, and that's why I just burned myself. Still says it's only at 124. It's crazy. We got some time. We'll finish up everything else. Ooh. So this is what you don't want to do. Should have got the chicken in, but there's really nothing else to do while I was waiting for it. So, and I wanted to show you guys how to prepare the chicken. but you can't just like stop going live and then go back to being live after the chicken's done. So had to do something in between. I guess I should have just did the ice cream like I was going to. But if any of you guys know a good English toffee recipe, let me know. I mean, it tastes good, but it doesn't have the texture of a Score bar or a Heath bar. Sorry, I'm texting my realtor back. Talking to me about a house my chef said just went up for sale in his neighborhood. Houses are going so fast, you literally have to be in them like the day they go up for sale. It's crazy. We're going to see a couple tomorrow. One that went up only like 6 hours ago. And then this other one, he said there was already offers on it. And literally my chef said they just put it up for sale by owner, like yesterday. And apparently they already have offers. I don't know. It's craziness. Craziness. Okay, so my gravy is bubbling. I'm going to add in the xanthan and stir at the same time. Hopefully not get too many clumps in it. Looks like more xanthan going. Like I said, I'm never good at knowing how much I need. Starting to get thick in there. Okay, that's good. So I used about a 1/4 teaspoon plus 1/8 of a teaspoon. For about 1.5 cups of liquid, I'd say. Turn that down. Turn it off for now. Got a nice chicken gravy that has all those veggies and the giblets juice run off. It's gonna be yummy. I should try that. Make sure it doesn't need more seasoning or anything. Ooh, I burned my finger good with my hand. Oh, that's good. Tastes like Thanksgiving gravy. All the giblets in there. That's good. So I'm just going to have to reheat all this once the chicken is out. Shouldn't take too long though. Just told me the house that my chef told me is only 900 and something square feet, but I don't even know how much it is because I couldn't find it anywhere online. I'm gonna see. See how much they're asking. I don't even know. We shall see. I'm going to look at one in Elma tomorrow. It looks promising. It's a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but if there's nothing we have to do to it, I guess it's worth it because every other house we've seen, oh, if we put this here or do that or fix this or fix that, it's been all those kinds of houses. So we shall see. See if they have enough seasoning on them. You get a little bit of bacon from that. Good. A little more salt. Use some sour cream for that. Don't want to put the sour cream in yet because if we have to reheat, you don't really want to heat up sour cream. The butter and everything, you can easily reheat it. I'm just going to put the gravy over here. I'm not a huge fan of like how xanthan gum works. Like it's not the same type of consistency that you would get from like a regular gravy. I do have tapioca starch and arrowroot that can be used also. I've done that. It is a little bit higher carbs though. Potatoes are still hot. Like I said, it's like 120 degrees over by my stove, so. Get some plates out. Oh, what can we clean up here? Put the thyme back in the refrigerator. I think we're good on the bone broth, so put that away. The thyme away. Wish I was in a pool right now. Just gonna add a little bit of butter to my rice right now. It's just on super low heat right now. Okay, we are ready to go. Adam, you want to go like set up outside? Adam. Okay. Can't hear him respond. More houses sold underneath us again. Wasn't meant to be, right? Ooh, that's melting. Yeah, it's a little hot. Jeez. It's looking crispy. Hopefully this is done because I don't want it to be dry. That's done. That's done. Okay, we are all done. I'm going to pop this up, pop this on, pop this on. I'm just going to put the back on real low. I don't really need to cook it much anymore. I do want to, we're going to need a spoon for this anyways. Oh, geez. Shit falling. It happens a lot. Yes. Everything's finishing up.
I'm in my birthday suit.
No, birthday suit's naked. You're not naked. You're not naked.
I think we should just sit down there. I'll
Set it up?
Hold the futon
Okay.
up. And
Well, set it up then, Mike.
set it up, but we should bring down the oven.
Oh, jeez. What? For what? Yeah, I know. Why do we need to bring down the oven?
We'll sit and eat.
We have an oven.
We'll just sit at the table.
Yes, or we can sit there.
Sit on the counter.
Making things difficult. Ah,
So difficult.
so hot in here. Okay, so I'm gonna mash these up. Get the sour cream in here. And then we'll plate everything up. You can also add milk, cream cheese, heavy cream. There's a lot of options for mashed potatoes. Ooh, I'm gonna put some cheese in here too. I always make my boyfriend's food taste yummy still, even though I can't eat it. I like them chunky, and so does he. We agree on that at least. Just smash, get it all off. Smash some more. I'm going to have to taste this to make sure there's enough salt in it. You always need so much salt when you make mashed potatoes. You always think you're going to add too much, but you really can't go wrong. Ooh, I'm going to put a little chicken broth. That's right. I was going to put some in my rice, too. Give it a little bit more flavor. Turn that up to cook out the chicken. I got the spoon here so you can mix a little bit too after you smash. But I literally have had like 2 carbs today, so I think I can try a little bit of some red skin mashed potatoes. We need some more salt. A little bit more smashy. Then some mixy and we're good. I don't want to waste any of the potatoes. He's never going to eat all this either. I'm working opposite shift of him this week, so the more leftovers we have, I guess, the better. Bacony green beans. Get all the onion. I love the minced onion. Put it all on my green beans. Rice is almost done. I'm turning off the oven. It's freaking hot in here. Okay, I'm gonna taste this real quick. Make sure there's enough salt. Good. this way. I add a little bit of cheddar to his mashed potatoes just to make them special. Could add some to my rice too. Okay, there's his mashed taters. Those on his plate. Ooh.
You bring down plates and silverware and such, or you want to make plates and people?
I'm making plates, grab drinks, grab napkins, grab fork, knife, all that jazz.
Got any viewers?
One, it says one, but I'm guessing that's me. I don't really know. I'm gonna put the cauliflower rice on here. Yes, I'm gonna eat it all because I literally have not eaten. I had one cheddar brat today. That was it.
Chicken fall off the bone or medium?
I don't think we'll need knives. Can you get my ice?
On the floor, grab it down.
Yeah, it's freaking melting.
Nice.
Can you put some ice cubes in my bottle and take that down? What do you want? Do you want just a leg and thigh? Ooh, it's
On the
juicy.
leg and thigh.
Yes. You want a breast too?
I might want to nibble on the breast.
Nibble on the breast. You want
I
some nibble.
tend to
Look at that, just
put the
falls
breast-
right off.
Put the breast aside and only eat it if I need it. Like having it finish a chicken salad.
Yeah, I know. Literally, it just like rips right off. Awesome. Just gotta cut some of the skin. That's it.
Spatchcock.
I spatchcocked.
Spatchcock.
I'm just gonna cut a chunk off the breast for myself. I think I'm gonna try to take the wing.
Ice machine is not making noise.
It's because there was a thing of ice cream in it. There was.
We can defrost this thing.
Yeah, let's do that once we do a million other things. Oh. It's so hot. This is where tongs come in handy. You literally just bend that, and you can get the wing off the breast. And I just took a little chunker of the breast that was attached to the wing. I'll give him a chunk of wing or a chunk of breast. Ooh. Ooh. And all that juice in the bottom, I would definitely save. There is a bunch of juice in the bottom. See? It looks really good. That's all flavor there. You can easily make something out of that too. I'm going to take a couple onions because I love roasted onions. Adam, you want any roasted veggies or?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? You want all of the carrots and celery too?
Yeah, I'll eat it all.
I made gravy too.
Don't want any of that more.
I don't like celery. You want? It's big chunks. I didn't like cut it down.
It's all right.
So everything I had in my fridge, I need to use up. I know. And I made gravy out of it all. And I used giblets for the gravy. So I had all my giblets in here. I had all my veggies. I put a little chicken stock. It's going to be super delicious.
Put the back in.
Oh, that's the back. I did not put the back in because I already had a neck.
Chicken got a long neck.
I got a neck. I had the neck and everything in there. And I made gravy.
Sweet.
You want it on your mashed taters too? I put some cheddar in your mash.
Just want chicken's fine.
Looks delicious. So there's my meal.
Sweet.
cauliflower rice, green beans, and some delicious spatchcock chicken. We're going to go downstairs to enjoy this because it is insanely hot in here. But I hope I'll have some people joining me at some point. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Whatever.